Dreams come true. I'm testimony of that. Only you can spoil it for yourself. Don't ever compromise on your dreams, on your ideal scene and your vision. This is Priya Kumar. I'm a motivational speaker and author, and I am sharing this final video of the making of the final call, which is based on my book, I Will Go With You. It's a web series streaming right now on ZEE5. So I was fortunate enough to be a part of some of the shoot of the web series, and especially the one in Kashmir. Well, it changed my life. First of all, we went at a time where it was so cold. The temperature was minus 15 degrees and we were staying in this hotel, Mountain View. The view from my room was stunning. I made so many videos and made so many pictures sitting there, and it was overwhelming to see how the dream was mine, and within it were the dreams of 200 or more people who worked on that web series. And there was one day I was in my room and I was looking out the window, and I see this young man with a football. He was practicing and playing with such dedication that I said, oh, there's a football player here. And then when I looked closer, he was my actor, Anshuman Malhotra. He was playing the part of Jim, the football player, in the web series. And then I came down and I'm watching the guy. He was in the character right from his arrival. Did you know he would write to people? If anybody is playing football, if anybody is having a match or a game, call me. And he posted so many videos where he would take the local train and go to Mira Road, and I don't know where all he went just to play the game, just to be in the character and practice for it. I have very high regard for myself, that I have great sense of ownership, that I have total immersion in my projects. But when I met such like-minded people, I knew this web series is going to be a class apart. If I have the crew and the team and the actors who are at this level of commitment and dedication, this web series is going to make a dent, and it did. So I went down and I spoke to Anshuman Malhotra, and he was practicing this kick where he takes the ball and he balances it on his shoulder. And he tried and tried and tried, and finally he did it. My God, it was amazing. Sometimes the final product, the final lap lasts only a couple of hours, but the 200 hours or sometimes 2 years or 20 years of journey that took to get there, people will never know of that. I'm interested in that journey. I am always curious to know about the person behind the act. And that's what I'm giving you with this behind the scenes of the making of the final call. Then began another journey into this beautiful place called Aru Valley. If there is heaven, it is right here. The pathways, the driveways were as though you were driving toward heaven. And then it began to snow, and snow as thick, and the shoot started. We are up into the valley, into another valley, and nature aligned to give us such beautiful shots. So there was Anshuman Malhotra walking, and it was snowing so hard, and the directors were so happy. The crew was so happy that this shot is going to be amazing. And they were sending live shots back to the production house, and they were so excited about it. It was so beautiful. In the background, the sheep were grazing and the eagles were flying. It was stunning. And I was there making these shots and taking pictures and so on. And after a while, I became a hindrance in the shot. So at one point, the director told me, can you just chill and go somewhere else and shoot? And, a few hours had gone by, and suddenly when I looked around, I said, hey, this doesn't look familiar anymore. There was nothing green left. It had snowed so much and snowed so hard and so fast that it was piling up the snow. The sheep that were in the distance, imagine the distance they crossed, they came to our shoot and they were going around. And then I was making my own videos. I tell you, it was so funny, saying, oh, I'm here in Kashmir and see this shot in the distance. And you know what? Suddenly I fell because it had snowed in so much that you couldn't see the path anymore. People die like that. They fall into ditches and they fall in the crevasses and they fall into the valley. I fell down, but I am such a, that word for making videos and taking pictures, I didn't let go of the phone. So I fell with the phone, then I stand up with the phone and say, oh, I fell down, and so this is what happened. And then as I went closer to the vans, the villagers came and said, you should leave, it's snowing in and, you will be stranded here, you should leave. So I sent the message back to the directors that the villagers are saying you should leave. And they're like, yeah, 5 minutes. So after that, after the warning came to us that you should leave, we left 4 hours after that. Okay. And here is the thing. Our lunch van never came because it was snowed in. The entire valley had come to a halt. So now we're sitting up, in the mountains with no food. And luckily we found this little dhaba, okay, who only had Maggie and coffee. So we're eating Maggie and having coffee. Our cars cannot move because it's snowed in. There was almost like 4 feet of snow on the cars. And now we're wondering what to do. And it was so cold. People wanted to go to the washroom, and then we found this little school, and now we're going in that school looking for place. You can't find anything. It's only the color white. Finally, they sent us help. So how does help come in? When you're snowed in, they send a snow breaker. 2 hours after that, now it's going to turn dark soon. So this snow breaker comes up into the valley, breaking the snow and clearing the path for us. So we're like, okay, finally we can go down. And did you know, when the first snow is cleared, it's still not caught into the ground. So the minute the snow clears, it becomes slippery. Now the minute we started going down the valley, the cars began to slip, and then we all had to come to a halt. And by now, this was the last trace of sunlight. So I have Anshuman Malhotra with me. So one lady comes and she tells him, I'm very cold. Can I take your jacket? That's my actor, one of the lead actors. And she says, can I take your jacket? And this guy is such a gentleman. He removed his jacket and he gave it to her. And I'm thinking, oh my God, then I gave my kangri to him that, please keep warm. I need you for the shoot tomorrow. This is the commitment of every crew and team member. They want you to show up and they will go out of their way to help you. So this guy, no worry in the world. Generally you would think that actors are all stuck up and so on, all smiles, all cooperative, thorough gentleman. He's like skidding on the snow and, chilling and asking everybody if they're okay. So here is what happened. We had to walk down 16 kilometers in the valley and now in the dark. Yeah, our phones are dead. My phone, I told you I have this thing for making photos and videos. I will carry spare batteries and spare phones also. So while everyone's phones are dead, my new phone comes up and I say, I can make another video. So we are walking down in the dark and it was beautiful, and the villagers were telling us, wild animals usually come up and it's a good meal going down for them, going straight for them. So it was an amazing experience. The conversations we had with the villagers, it was so beautiful. They were so happy that we were there and we were happy that they were giving us company. Otherwise sometimes in a challenge, you feel alone, and sometimes even a stranger's company is healing, is helping, is encouraging. That made the journey so beautiful. And you know what? I'm still in touch with them. Sometimes they don't have network for days and I send a WhatsApp message and I get an answer back 5 days later, but they have become close to me. That journey brought a beautiful connection. And then this rescue van came for us. So in the distance we saw this van with disco lights. Yeah, because they put these really colorful lights so they can be spotted. So I say, first you take the actors. They wanted to take the women first. So we all hop into the van, and then there were people who were hopping over the van. They were standing outside the van. And at one point I told them, look, if anything happens, you will die. They're like, ma'am, if anything happens, we will jump off, you will die. So who knows? That journey was life-changing. It was memorable. Every single person on that set still talks about it. When we meet, we talk about other things, but the conversation still comes back to that walk down the valley. We didn't walk 16 kilometers. I think we walked about 3-4 kilometers till the rescue van came and took us. But it was an adventure of a lifetime. You know, like the book says, I will go with you, the flight of a lifetime. This was the journey of a lifetime in the making of the final call. So when we were having the success party of the final call, when it made to the #1 position, you know, all of us got together, the crew, the actors, the team, and each one was thanking each other, saying, you helped me become a bigger, better person. And that entire project, that entire workspace brought me new friends. It brought me new visionaries. And you know what? I had never thought that a book that I would write would not just make my dream come true, but also make the dream of 200 and more people come true. So this is the last video in the series of the making, the behind the scenes of the final call. The other shoots I couldn't go for. I already had prior commitments, but I heard they had an amazing adventure too. So I urge you to read the book. It's a spiritual thriller. It's an amazing story of a suicidal pilot who wants to die and of an astrologer, a really wise and spiritual one who knows he is going to die. So it's a story never told before. It is a unique voice, and for the first time on Indian platform, there has been a spiritual thriller. So when you do get a chance to see the series or read my book, I would love to hear from you how you liked it. And by the way, my new book, Turn the Tables from Challenges to Opportunities, is out now. And if you get a chance to read that, which I highly recommend too, write to me. I am rooting for you. I believe in your dreams. Don't ever let go. Look at me. I am testimony that they come true, and they will do so for you too. Take my word for it and challenge me on it. I'm a believer in myself and in goodness. It has never failed. So I will see you again next week with another video. Till then, I really appreciate you. Thank you very, very much for your connection. You are valued.